Imagine spending months pouring a foundation, framing walls, and putting on a roof to build a beautiful house. But if the family living inside is falling apart, all that construction doesn't mean much. That exact tension drives the Book of Ezra, the 15th book of the Bible. The story is split into two distinct halves, focusing on two very different kinds of rebuilding. To understand the stakes, we have to look at where the Israelites are starting from. Because of their past failures to keep their agreements with God, they have been displaced from their homeland. For 70 years, they have been trapped in exile in the Babylonian Empire, stripped of their national identity. Now they are facing a massive two-part mission. First, they must return to their ruined capital of Jerusalem and physically rebuild it, the house. Second, and much more difficult, they must repair their broken relationship with God, the home. If they only manage to stock stones but fail to renew their spiritual commitments, the Israelite culture will simply fade out of history. Both restorations have to happen. The trigger for this return comes from an unexpected place. The Persian king Cyrus conquers Babylon and issues a formal decree allowing the Israelites to go back to Jerusalem. Cyrus is the ruler of the newly dominant Persian Empire, and he has a unique political strategy of allowing captive nations to return to their homelands. Following this decree, a first wave of exiles makes the grueling, months-long journey back to a desolate Jerusalem. They are led by a man named Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel is a leader from the royal line of David, who was appointed as governor of the returning Jews. Upon arriving, their immediate priority is the physical reconstruction of the temple, which had been destroyed decades earlier. They begin by clearing out mountains of debris and laying down massive stone foundation blocks. But the surrounding nations do not want a revitalized Jerusalem. These hostile neighbors launch an intense campaign of political pressure, intimidation, and bribery. Their sabotage works, and construction on the temple grinds to a complete halt for 15 years. The deadlock breaks when two prophets, Haggai and Zechariah, step in. Haggai and Zechariah are messengers who deliver God's words to the people, and they challenge the discouraged workers to stop focusing on their own paneled homes and finish the temple. This motivates the community to defy the local opposition and restart the build. In the year 515 BC, the builders finally complete the second temple against steep odds. This caps off the first phase of their mission. The physical structure is standing again. But a stone building, no matter how grand, cannot sustain a traumatized, fractured community on its own. The story now moves forward 80 years. This timeline shows a steep downward trend in the Israelites' cultural and spiritual health. During this gap, the people compromised their faith, intermarried with hostile nations, and largely forgot their religious laws. This is the moment Ezra officially enters the narrative. He leads a second wave of exiles back to Jerusalem, carrying a letter of blessing and provisions from the current Persian ruler, King Artaxerxes, who reigns over the empire during this later period. Ezra is perfectly suited for the crisis at hand. He is a priest and a highly skilled scribe in the law of Moses. A scribe was a student and teacher of the law. The law of Moses is the foundational set of rules and teachings God gave to the Israelites centuries earlier. Ezra is a man equipped to build with truth rather than with stone. His arrival shifts the focus of the restoration. The physical walls are up, but Ezra urgently needs to reconstruct the people's internal spiritual framework before their community collapses from the inside out. When Ezra arrives in Jerusalem, he faces a devastating reality. The physical temple is fully functional, and sacrifices are being made, but the daily lives and hearts of the people are a mess. To fix this, Ezra stages a community-wide intervention. He gathers everyone together in one place to publicly read from their lost instruction manual, the Law of God. As the words are read, the people begin to weep. They are faced with the reality of how far they have strayed from the old agreements that their ancestors had made. The community responds by openly confessing their failures and initiating difficult social reforms to honor their commitments. This sparks a deep spiritual renewal that changes the direction of the nation. Through these painful corrections, the Israelites solidify their national and spiritual identity. They are now established within the city walls, living by the laws they had nearly lost. The Book of Ezra proves that true, lasting restoration requires two distinct actions. Repairing the external structures of our lives gives us a place to stand, but we must also fiercely renew our internal